Ooh, doggy. What is going on, beautiful people? I hope and pray that you're just doing phenomenally well. On this video, I want to talk about 4 things that you need to get out of every single conversation for your wholesale deals. All right. So before I dive into it, please like, subscribe, share all of those amazing things. Okay. Y'all know what to do. And thank y'all for all of the subscribers as well. The channel is growing incredibly fast, and I'm just honored and thankful that we're able to spread the message that we are a community that is trying to make a kingdom impact, that we are a community of real estate investors who are committed to building generational wealth by serving other people. And so that's what this is about. So please like and subscribe. Now, let's dive into the content. Before I share these 4 things that I like to personally get out of every single conversation with a seller, I want you to know that working on your communication skills is going to be one of the most crucial, impactful things that you, as a real estate investor, can be doing. And this goes beyond just trying to get wholesale deals. This is a way for you to have higher quality conversations. Yes, in real estate. Yes, when you're talking to sellers. And yes, they're going to make a massive impact on the amount of money you make. But on top of that, I even want to take it a little step further, if I may. You can even use some of these skills, so to speak, to enhance the quality of your relationships outside of business, right? With your spouse, with your significant other, with your kids, with your family, right? And so just know that working on your communication skills is one of the biggest things that you can be doing. And a lot of people, including myself, don't talk about it. You know why? Because it's not sexy, right? If I told you or I titled this YouTube video, hey, communication skills, very few people would actually click on it, right? And subscribe. But that is important, and I'll leave it at that, okay? Now, if you have any questions or tips on how to improve that, let me say that too. Comment below, and I'm definitely open to sharing my recommendations. Okay. Now, 4 things that I want to get out of every conversation with my sellers, right? Number one is why. Why do they want to sell? This is extremely important because nobody is going to accept a 70% offer on their property unless they are going through a situation in their life and they feel like by selling that property provides a solution to the thing that we're going through. Does that make sense? Right? So, prime example of this, where I had a family that accepted a job in a completely different state, right? He did not have time to sell that house the traditional way. He needed to start his job, I think it was like in Iowa or somewhere, within a couple of weeks. And so he needed a quick cash offer. That's what we did, right? We provided a solution to the thing that he was going through, the problem. By him selling that property, he was able to put cash in his pocket and move and relocate. Another example of this is we had a dad. One of my favorite stories to share is we had a dad who had a daughter whose her financial aid was declined. He did not want her to take out student loans. So he was selling one of his properties to pay for her tuition. Shout out to him, right? And so, do you understand the outline here? That the problem that he was going to, or going through, rather, was he did not have the capital to pay for her tuition directly, and he did not want her to sell or get student loans. And so, by him selling that property, provided a solution to the thing that he was going through, right? And so, so many people try to force a deal when people are not motivated to sell, they're not interested in selling. And so when you go and you make a 70% offer on a property and they're not looking, they're not going through anything, they're going to be insulted. Okay. So number one, we want to know why. Number two, how soon do they want to sell? This is important because it affects the way that we move, right? Like the gentleman that needed to move in a couple of weeks, right? Well, I know that we need to get this done very quickly. Or another example of this would be if the seller is facing foreclosure, right? And we don't have very much time, that affects the way that we move in regards to the title companies that I use, the buyers that I reach out to, letting them know that, hey, this needs to be a fast closing. Or if there's no hurry, this also opens up the window to where, okay, can we even do more creative strategies like novation, because they're not in a hurry, right? A novation may take us 45 to 60 days to close. And so I'm okay with that as long as I know that we have the time. So number two is how soon we need to sell. Number three is status of the property. What I mean by status is it vacant? Is it owner occupied? Are there tenants in there? What's going on? Are there hoarders in there, right? What's going on with the property? Again, this is important to know because it affects the way that we move. And sometimes it can even affect the price, right? If there's hoarders in there, right, an end buyer might want a property at a deeper discount because he knows he's going to have to go through that process to get them out of there. If there's tenants in place, well, we need to know, is there a lease in place? What's going on there? Because we have to honor that lease. And so again, that status of it lets us know how we need to move. And then fourth and finally would be the price, obviously, right? And so I consider myself to be pretty good at communicating and getting deals, right? But we need to have some type of realistic expectation. If they're asking $1 million for a property I know I can only pay $200,000 for, right? I don't care how good I am. I'm not going to talk somebody down 800K, right? And you're probably not either, right? So we need to have some type of realistic expectations. And so I like to ask the seller, hey, Mr. Seller, did you have a price in mind that you want to get for the property, right? This kind of lets me know where they are in their head. Not everybody's going to give us a price. You're going to have some of those uh, sellers, so to speak, that call themselves clever or whatever it may be and say, oh, I know how this works. You give me your number first. I'm not giving you mine. But those are very few and far between. But those are the main four things that I like to get out of every conversation that I'm having with a seller. Why they want to sell, how soon they want to sell, the status of the property, and the price. Okay. So they don't have to be in that set order. We just want to gather that information by the end of the call. All right. So just let your call flow as naturally as it possibly can and then go from there. But y'all let me know in the comments below if you got value out of this and what four things or other things that you like to get out of the conversation if I didn't include it. All right. Y'all have a blessed one.